Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune for the first day of January 2019. Well, we made it, didn't we? I'm going to shuffle a little bit. So happy New Year, everyone. Let's hope that this year we can make use of the enlightenment and illumination that we learned all throughout last year and see if we can't come to some final resolution on it during this year. It's a 3-year, and 3 is a interesting number. It appears throughout all of time, really, in various ways. We think triple aspects. We think, knowledge, tradition, and structure, mastery of 3 worlds. We think mind, body, and spirit alignment. It's kind of about, whereas the 1 is unity in and of itself. It means the self, new beginnings and all of that. But a 3, what you have is the mother and father energies coming together and creating the son or the child or whatever you want to call it, however you want to look at it. But it's the creation number. It's the number for, again, integration between all aspects of self. It's catalytic in nature. So I'm kind of looking at this next year as maybe a way to catalyze or manifest what we've learned over 2018. And it was an 11-year. So that was a master number for illumination, isn't it? And consciousness. So it was a year of waking up to the truth of things. Now, we may not know the final outcome yet, or how it all, corresponds together and what it actually represents, for sure. But it looks like that's going to be revealed this year. So, in a way, we're continuing the enlightenment of last year, this year, as we bring it all to an outcome, as we bring it all into focus, what was really going on. So if this means something on the collective level, societal level, country level, or if you're experiencing something like that in your own life where maybe a lot of deception has been going on and you spent the last year figuring things out, maybe this is the year where you figure out where you're going to go with it. So, but anyway, I went ahead yesterday and I put up both the tarot reading for January and also the geomancy reading for January. And then I also, I did the rune casting for the year, but I haven't written it up yet. I'm going to do that today. I think I also have to do lunar transits today, so it's going to be another marathon writing day. Yesterday was just crazy. I took a little bit of a break between the two, but not very long. And so I was writing for most of the day yesterday. It looks like I'll be doing the same today. I have my turkey breast. That's our third dinner during this Yule time. And we're going to have that today. We thawed it out yesterday, and I'm going to get it ready and get it going here in a little while. So, in the middle of writing, so my day will be full. So anyway, let's count 13 and see what we have for this first day of January of the new year. Well, we have the Hanged Man. Triple aspects, it's a 3 energy. So I wonder if this is representing what this next year is supposed to be about. This is about surrender. And we can talk about it in terms of surrender to what we've learned, what we know, sort of aligning in source presence. It represents a change in thinking, maybe. So you could maybe look at what I was just talking about, maybe as moving from a year of illumination and learning about what's coming, bringing most things out into the public eye or into truth, expressing truth. And then now, what are we going to do about it? And when we see the Hanged Man, we think, we see the different threes here, don't we? You can see the 3 points of the, if I can show you here. You can see the 3 points here, here, and here. You see his legs make the same, 1, 2, and 3, and his head and arms again. In a sense, 3 triple aspects. It's card 12 of the major arcana. So we're talking soul archetype here. But it's really about just stopping and allowing yourself to process what's gone on. It asks you to release preconceived notions about everything and just align and look at things from a very objective and dispassionate view, allowing spirit to inform that process. So it allows for a deepening of understanding. It's asking us to not judge it, but just to observe it and to try to understand what's really going on. Even if it's from the standpoint, well, you actually have to step outside the standpoint of your own perception and your own personal opinions sometimes, and just, observe and see what's really going on without your own bias informing how you look at it. It involves prophecy. It involves transformation of the self. And so maybe what we're really looking at is, with the Hanged Man here, particularly on this very first day of the year, it's just fascinating that it aligns with that whole triplicity and the whole idea of 3. But it really, I think, is giving us a window into where we're going to go. But let's pull a rune and see what it has to say. I'm really encouraged, by the fact that it aligns with the year, the new year. And I like the idea of bringing what we've learned, into some kind of understanding. And then what are we going to do? How are we going to catalyze that understanding? And where will we go from here with it? How will we bring order, in other words, to chaos? How will we embrace the truth of things when there's been so much disagreement over what that is? But here we have Nathis, and it's a Norn rune describing the friction within. It's the 10th rune of the Elder Futhark, and so again, you're looking at 1 as the numerology, so that aligns with today, with the first day of January, so it aligns with both the month and the day. But there are 3 runes, Hagalaz, Isa, and Nathis, that are considered Norn runes. And the Norns were the ones who actually gave the runes to Odin when he hung upside down from the world tree for 9 days to gain some enlightenment. Lost an eye in the process. But the runes ended up being not just a language, an alphabet, basically. But it was also, each one symbolizes soul archetypes in much the same way that the major arcana does in tarot. But Nathis is Skuld, the rune of the future, or the Norn of the future. representing the future. So basically your Norns, the three Norns are going to be your triple aspects, right, of the goddess, basically. Your maiden mother crone, mind, body, spirit, past, present, future, is going to represent the triplicity within. When we're born, we're basically the result of a union of two people. Okay, so you've got a triplicity just within that parental child structure of things, creation and manifestation. And so that's why the triplicity, you've got the pyramid, which is which is a triple, it's a foundation, right? So what we're looking at then with Nathes, it's in a sense, it's the as I will it, so mote it be rune. It's the rune of will, in fact. It's a fire element rune. But it's that friction within to manifest, okay? And so if we go with that idea of new beginnings and where are we going to go with the illumination or the understanding that we're gaining, or that we've gained and continue to gain, because I think it's still a process. I don't think it's over yet, but I think we're nearing it to where we understand what has actually happened in our lives here. Because this is unfortunately, sometimes, divinations have to cover society at large, because sometimes things are going on societally that are affecting all of us so deeply. And so you can't help but then look at that aspect of things. But Nathes is often the rune we think about when we feel a situation is hopeless, when we think that there's just no solutions. But in fact, that there is, the whole idea of the friction within to then manifest what we understand. We're processing now. Okay, we're processing what we've learned. And here's what it's going to take: the inner friction within, the will within. As I will it, so mote it be, so must it be. So in a sense, Nathes then is about achieving goals and overcoming, obstacles and distress. It strengthens pretty much any working. If you were to use it in a bind rune magically, it strengthens the working, because it gathers that energy into that still point that we're achieving with the Hanged Man, and it gathers those energies together for sudden expansion. We see the same sort of thing with the rune Ingwas or Ingus. That actually represents a seed. Sometimes it's drawn as two X's. Depends on the type of rune script you're using, or the rune This is the Elder Futhark that I'm using. There's the Younger Futhark, there's the Anglo-Saxon, there's the Icelandic, there's all kinds of ones. So depending on which one you're using, it just depends on what it is. But with Ingwas, it can be either drawn as two X's, which looks like genetic inheritance, or it can be drawn in the shape of a diamond. And what it's talking about there is the seed and the energy for sudden expansion. Okay. But Nathes is a very similar rune that way. But it's about what we're going to manifest. So that's what gives it the sense of the future. It's not really dealing about with the present moment. That's Isa. Hagalas is the witch rune, and it deals with the past. So it breaks down barriers that have been happening, and it basically creates a framework for change to take place. Isa freezes something into place. So if there's a problem that's happening, or it can freeze the situation into place. But at some point, you have to then do something, and that's where Nathes comes in, and that's the interflection then to do something about whatever all that was. We've broken things down. We've revealed everything. We've now we're in alignment with Hanged Man. That could represent Isa. But now we have to do something. And this year, and it's a 3-year, so I just view it as the year that we're going to do something about what we've learned. So anyhow, well, that's kind of interesting. I didn't expect that it would just sort of, line up with what I opened with, but, it happens. The Norns are taken over. They must be aligning with Nancy when she gets sworn in as speaker. I don't know if that happens tomorrow or the next day, but in any event, it's happening. So yay, we'll see what happens there. Maybe she'll bring that inner friction that we need to manifest a new future. So, or get back to what we were trying to do before. I don't know. Anyhow, thanks so much for stopping by on this brand new year. In this brand on this first day of this brand new year, I I like this moment of transition. It's always an interesting time for me. There's always such energy of possibility when you have the day before and the day of, and so magics can be worked, over the course of that, especially if you're going to do something that's maybe a progressive type of a working. So now you're in the day of, it's like maiden, mother, and crone phases over the full moon. So if you're wanting to work some magic today, it's a Mars day. It's a Tuesday, so Mars is governing today. So again, it's a catalytic day. Uh, you might want to be a little cautious about impulse control. So with Mars in effect, but you can use that energy to manifest all kinds of wonderful things. So you might do that. So it's a lot of fun. Anyhow, I'm so happy you came by. Click subscribe if you haven't. I'd love you to do that. Check out the blog. Again, check out the geomancy and tarot readings for the month. They're up. And I'll have the rune reading for the year up sometime today, along, I think, with lunar transits today, too, because I think it passes just after midnight or sometime in the morning. I don't know. Anyhow, I won't be awake for it, so I have to do it the day before. So I think that's what I'm going to do today is those two things. And enjoy your day if you're spending your day with your family or friends, or just if you're hanging out with your husband like I'm doing. Enjoy your day. Be good to yourself. Be good to one another. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for coming by, and blessed be.